Hi, good morning, class. How's everybody doing? Welcome. It's a beautiful day out today. No snow, no rain, no sleet. So I'm just gonna continue on with our month-long series on different techniques. Okay. So again, all these will be sent into your Blackboard under content as well as the other ones that you had done last week. Okay. So this week's we're going to do two types of new prints, reduction prints, and these, another name for them would be lino cuts, which some of you are very familiar with, taking the lino block like this or smaller ones and then carving into them. Okay, and then of course the other one that everybody is probably familiar with, and there's different techniques you could do, is the shaving foam prints. A lot of fun. You can really, you can do it with stencils. You can just do simple marbleizing. So we'll definitely get a start on that. Okay. So let's to start. I just want to show you when you buy these things. And these are, I actually had found this guy, but I bought these again. There's many places you can buy them, including Amazon, and you can see where they're very flat, and they've got a wonderful they've got a really wonderful kind of very flexible quality to it. So you are able to, when you press them down, get that ink on there, and then also. What we're going to do today is carve these up a little. So I'm going to take just an easy one. Now, again, these are really good because you can go ahead and make a design in them. This is one that I already did. And again, it's just like star flowers and little doodads and things. And it really does come out and work out to a nice effect. Just show you this one example. And again, I would take your time with these. You've got to be extra careful on the cutting, okay? So if these kind of knives and stuff aren't your kind of thing, don't do this one. Instead, use pieces of foam, okay? Because with pieces of foam, you can use the backs of pencils, you can use different comb items. I mean, just going like this and puncturing holes in these, this will actually print out, okay? So again, if you do go ahead and cut these out, just be very careful, okay? So have your cutting board handy, and again, you can get some really kind of nice techniques. Now remember, this is a technique class, so I'm not concerned that it's going to look like an art piece. I'm not doing cards, to sell or any of that type, although these could really work out nice that way. And this is all from this one design that I'd cut out and then washed, okay? So I just, I'm more concerned about this texture. Can I use this texture down the line? Can I cut these out and make stripes of them and make a great texture? Can I use this guy again down the line, which could look really great with with the geometric over it? Now, I'm going to start. Again, you can buy these. They're not that expensive. I think like 12. You can get 6 or 7 for about $12, I believe. And also inside, and behind this, there's all these little knives and stuff that come out. That you can make different techniques just by the blade that you use. Okay, and everything screws in almost like a ballpoint pen. So again, being very careful, and I'll stand up for this one. I'm just going to start this other kind of leafy thing going on here. Now, just let the blade rest against the against the lino there. Now remember, as you probably, hopefully you can see, do not go like this and cut over. This is where accidents are definitely going to happen. And I'm going to now stick my finger away from there. Take your time. It's actually, this technique's a little bit tougher than I thought. But you just got to make sure that your blade doesn't skip across the linoleum and then end up cutting, okay? So again, I would be a little bit more careful than I'm being, but I just want to be sure that you can kind of see what I'm doing, okay? So a lot of they call this a poor man's monoprint. This is actually a print that was used quite a bit by Picasso. The wonderful thing about this technique is once you finish this, and if you do it on linoleum, unlike styrofoam and some others, you can have this for a long time. You can constantly keep repeating. You can play with it a lot more. So there's a lot of things you can do with this that you're kind of limited when you do the styrofoam, because of course the styrofoam would definitely just, you know, lose some of that texture years down the line. Not that you would keep any of these around necessarily, but it's fun. Once you get a little bit of a collection of these, you can play with them, go back and forth, and, you know. So today, just kind of for easy figuring, it's not going to, a lot of this you can kind of figure out yourself. And also, class, I really welcome you to, there's so many videos now on this type of printing. Also, of course, the printing with the shaving cream lotion. A lot of videos on that. So I'm taking my time, just getting those in there. Now again, you can see me whittling this back and forth a bit, just to get a little bit deeper sash in there, okay? Now, what I'm going to do just to show you what else you can do is, let's just see what happens when we put this one in here, okay? So, as you can see, it just fits right in there. You know, it's almost like a ballpoint pen kind of thing. Tighten it up, because you don't want it to be flying off when you're working on it. And, you know, this is just for fun. So, I'm just going to cut this in here. And just do little dashes, okay? I think, now also, if you'd like to, take your piece of tracing paper, take your Sorel paper, and go ahead and draw a pattern on this. The other thing it's really important to do, especially with this technique, is to definitely go ahead and mirror up the edges if you're doing a larger picture, okay? So like on here, I definitely, if you could see this up close, you can see where the different star flowers are connecting to the other ones, okay? So these guys over here are connecting over there. So you are able to turn this whole thing around and end up with 4 shapes that create a larger picture, okay? And then with that, you can do 2 opposite ones. You know, you can do 2 opposite ones with different colors, and you can also do them, you know, by itself. So I'm cutting this through again, and I just want those kind of little, I call them little slashes. Again, I'm kind of in this water undersea mode, so again, just you know, playing with these different okay. So again, I want you to take much more time with this. I want you to really come up with, you know, something kind of interesting. And also, you can use any kind of, the bottom of a baking pan, you can use any kind of surface to use as a brayer, okay? Now the other thing which is important on this one is it just helps with the inking a bit. We had mentioned this last week. Go ahead and get this kind of nice, not soaking wet by any means, okay? But just wipe this down just to get a little bit. It just helps with the ink a bit, okay? So always have one of these handy. The other thing you could use also, but you've got to be careful and don't get it mixed up, is rubbing alcohol, which I would put on afterwards. Like if I was to put rubbing alcohol on this now, it would definitely change. It would change color. It would make it quite a bit different, which could be really fun for you to do. So I am going to go into my pile of paints and work myself up. Now again, I'm using our acrylics. I'm also, which again, just for trial and error, I'm actually playing with a little bit of the hair gel from last week. I find the hair gel really makes it nice to kind of swirl around. So I feel very comfortable with that. And it just seems I get a nice, I love these kind of different lines that you get in here, okay? And again, you're more than welcome to do it flat. A lot of you like just a really flat, crisp look, so I think that's could be very well. So I'll actually do both stamps and, you know, show you the difference. Okay, so this one already set to go. You can see just because I did these engravings, you can see where the paint is slithering in there a bit. I'm going back and forth. I like the irregularity of things. Now, again, everybody's different this way, but, you know, a lot of people like things much more precise and, you know, now the other thing I do on this also, enjoy this. Here and there, add that little extra bit of, I actually just used dyes just then, but it gives me more of an ombre effect, which I like, okay? Okay, so there. I've got this all kind of inked up a bit, and now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this piece of paper. Again, it's already been what? There's two ways of doing this. A lot of people go ahead and push the, they take this and push it right into there, which I think I will do on this one. But I'll show you the difference if you do it the other way, okay? So I'm just going to push this right in here. Don't wear a new shirt if you're doing this. And also, I'm actually now going to take my other larger brayer and I'm going to brayer this out a little, okay? Press it down, you know, keep it pressed down a bit. And weirdly enough, it almost looks like fish scales. But it really gives you kind of really cool thing to play with. Now remember, this is not a done deal. I could turn this guy upside down. I could go in and add other colors. There's probably 15 things I can do. I like this because of the simplicity of it. Now, I like that little bit of pink I did in there also. Now what I'm also going to do is I had cut this one. Again, I spent much more time on this one. And I would highly suggest that for you. That's why we're doing these things ahead of time. Again, we'll decide in class, tomorrow actually, we'll decide if we want to do the shaving cream lotion is much more spontaneous. You know, you do them. You could probably get 5 done by the end of class. This one, I think it's worthwhile, since you're spending money on this linoleum stuff, I think it's really worthwhile to go ahead and get, you know, nice inking, okay? So in the meantime, I am just going to take a little of this orange off, okay? I like the color, but also I am going to use another color that actually I don't use as much, but I'm going to actually do some black in here, which could be really nice for you guys, especially when you want to put other colors with it. So here I go again. I'm getting my palette. I'm going to be using my palette that I had, or I'm going to, and what I'm going to do, just to change things up a bit, I am just going to use the orange a bit, but I'm also going to use a little bit of black, and I'm going to go back in with this. I love this color. It's persimmon, so it's almost that tomato red. And this time, I'm just going to let nature do its thing. And now remember, I put these two projects together because this is also very much what we did, what we're going to do for the printing of the foam, shaving foam, okay? Now again, this is a whole different color story than I usually use. I prefer the brighter colors, but I'm just going to put this on here, get a little bit of that orange in there, see what happens. And now, if you don't want a lot of, if you want it a little bit cleaner, definitely this would be a good time to wipe it down a little. You get some of the paint off that. I mean, I like the blobbiness, but let's just try it without that. And you can also see already where I have these wonderful cutouts in there, and you can see the base of this, okay? I am definitely, probably shouldn't be doing this. I'm just going to use my hands, but I'll try to use the brayer again. Just a little bit more of that kind of murky orange. Okay. Okay, again, tossing this guy down. And now I'm going to go actually use on the same paper. You can see that that's drying nicely. These inks do dry best. And now I'm going to just put this right by here. Now again, they don't really have any relation, but I'm just using this now. You can see I'm pressing really hard. Get that all down on there. Pressing with my hands. I'm going back with the brayer, which, again, it pays to get a decent one. You know, I don't think you should spend tons of money on a lot of these things, but always, my word is, my thought is always go in the middle. You know, something's $12, kind of higher end, something $7. Well, see if there's something $9 or $10, okay? And that's usually a good choice. Okay, so already you could see I'm getting, it almost looks like stained glass windows that were exploded by a bomb. But I am going to actually, I want to reprint this. Now this is where it's important on the back or wherever to go ahead and then go ahead and stamp it again. Now, what I'm also going to do, because I like things a little bit more colored, I'm going to just take a little bit more of that orange, take that up a bit, put it here and there, wipe it around a bit, and just see what happens when we put this down, okay? Now I can feel it swishing and going back and forth, okay? So take your time in this. I'm a little off the edge here, but just press that down and let it, just let it set, 20 seconds or so. put on some nice music. Okay, now, this turns into too much ink, okay? I just wanted to try it for you guys just to show you what would happen. I would take another thing of Kleenex paper towels and just try it again. A little bit less ink, and because you know you certainly want your design to show through. So I'm pressing this down again. And again, you play with this class because even if you've been doing it a while, you always get new techniques that you like. Okay, now, less ink, but also you could definitely see this coming in. Now, in here, I am certainly not putting enough pressure in there, okay? So, I'm probably even, with this one, I'm just going to brayer it again. Luckily, these are nice, perfect squares. And I know that I didn't put enough pressure there. So now the other thing is, if this happens again, the other thing to do is to dry it up, let it dry, wash it off, and then re-brayer it. Okay, I'm sorry, cut it and then re-brayer it, okay? And I think that way it'll really come out nice, okay? I probably would do it with my hands more than a brayer. Some people use spoons. You could use the back of a scissor, you know. Because the thing is, if you push down too much on your brayer, and again, if it's, you know, they're not meant to hold, you know, a lot of weight, so you certainly don't want to break your brayer. There, and now, you know, my stars are coming back, my flowers are coming back. I will definitely take this again. I am going to do another color on this. I'm going to let this dry a little. And the other one I wanted to show you, and this is for any of you that are afraid of knives or like I am, go ahead and these are all, again, this is all stuff I got from packing, foam and everything. And this is a lot of fun. It's easy. Just take those, we had a lot of you can use these same things again, or you could even take the back of a brush. You know, just go in there. Poke holes in this. You know, you can make designs out of this. You can do straight lines out of this. You can do all kinds of things. They pop out, and this is actually really fun because, again, a lot of times I like to do borders, and this just gives you a really, you know, clean that off a bit. I'm going to go back in here with this, and I'm also going to go back and get my thing on the floor, and I am going to make sure that I play with this again. I've got this wonderful ink already built up, ready to go. So I'm just doing the edge that I did. You can see it's looking like a piece of dark black cheese. Okay. Again, I'm going a little faster just because I want you guys to have time to make sure that you work on all this. Yes, everything gets a little messy, but life's messy. So I'm just pushing this down here now. Letting it set a little bit. Now remember, and there we go. We're getting, and actually in this case, I'm gonna do the same thing again. So I'm getting this kind of border thing. I am gonna throw down just a little bit here. Push this down again. And you can see, now you can see where, for whatever reason, I'm not pressing this enough. So I'm going to go back in here and press this more, okay? There, and I got coverage. Same thing with here. Just pushing it down a bit more. And now if you did this a lot, you could have a really great background texture. Now a lot of times what I would do right after this, I would go ahead and then go ahead and paint this. Like you could use crayons. Crayons are actually good to use with this. You could go back in there and use crayons. Again, on here, as some of you can see, because I love going down. Oops, I love going down to the water, and I got lots of wood pieces and stuff. So I use a lot of different things of wood, and you can see in here. This is all the edge of the woods. Okay, so I would highly suggest that. You can see actually they make a really great stamp. Okay, again, I'm just going to stamp this guy, roll this in here like this, and just to do something a little different, I will go back and stamp this here again. So you end up getting this build-up, but the beauty of this is just go to town with this. Next class, I'll show you what became of these after I put different paints on here, and it'll be surprising for you to see what it can work its way into. Especially you as artists and designers, just really make sure you're going to just let yourself go. Some are going to work, some are going to be fabulous, some you're going to throw right in the garbage, or give them to me and I'll fix them up. We're going to be starting this one. Now the next one we're going to be doing, let's just take a little bit of a break. The next one we'll be doing is the, got to clean this up a little bit. We'll do the shaving cream. Okay? Good. I hope you all enjoyed that, and we'll be able to start the other one in a few minutes.